The first time I ever saw chainsaw carving is the first time I knew I had to do this. So I spent all of my money at that time on gear before I even tried it. And it was so hard that I gave up and just thought it was a waste of money. Until a couple of years later, I did some tree work, got familiar with a chainsaw, and then picked it back up, and then it was on. My name is Jason Soderlund. I'm the owner here at Soderlund Wood Mill with my brother, and we do chainsaw carvings, wood sculpture of all different kinds, signs, and log furniture. We are in Chisago City, Minnesota, which is 35 miles northeast of Minneapolis. A lot of our customers are cabin dwellers. We're kind of on a cabin route, and what we do tends to be perfect for lake homes and things like that. Chainsaw carved bears is the #1 product we probably get requested. Log swings, and then carved signs are probably our top 3. So I started carving about 16 years ago now, and it was a slow learning curve. It took quite a few years to get to the point where I could do it full time. And then we had the opportunity to go carve in West Yellowstone, Montana. This was back in 2010. Brought Josh with me. He came on full time with me at that point, and we've been back here since the fall of 13. So Matt, owner of the beer Dabbler, he met me at a carving event where I was carving for a Lift Bridge brewery. And anyways, called me up a couple months later and said, hey, I'm cutting wood, doing this charity project, and would you like to do an art project for the beer Dabbler? And I said, absolutely. So spitball a few ideas, came up with this idea. What's new for me is instead of drawing on a piece of paper, just this rough sketch idea, I actually use the computer to do 3D modeling in a program called ZBrush. And then once that model is complete, we take it into a CAM program, do the tool pathing, and then this piece, the big glue-up piece, goes to the CNC where the majority of the shaping's done. And then we'll use some detail tools and then finish it up. We got started with CNC stuff about 3 years ago, and it was like when I first discovered chainsaw carving. I had to do it. It's such a cool technology because it merges my love for digital art with something that you can touch. A lot of digital art is just visual, or you can hear it, but it's becoming tangible now with things like 3D printing and now into CNC work. It's really exciting for me. With the CNC, it's kind of a computer time versus human time analysis that you have to make. So I could completely do this on the CNC, but it would take maybe a couple days to get the resolution that I would like, versus having the CNC do most of the roughing and then I do the finished details myself. I love doing it that way because it still has that hand look. It really actually is kind of a hand-done carving at that point. And from start to finish, if it's my original design, I think of it as like a chainsaw now. So to help me with some of the detail tools, I have a CNC V-bit that I just chuck up into a die grinder. But it does give me a really nice, almost like a chisel finish. And then I have a bunch of different types of sanders. I have some drills with bristles. And then, of course, chainsaws. So I'll be using a few chainsaws today too for some texture. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in getting any sort of sculptural signage, wood carvings, log furniture, anything like that, you can find out more about us on soderlundswoodmill.com. And then phone number 651-278-8679.